Morning, guys. Been getting back to this piece of junk. I'll tell you about this in a second. Before then, most recent big things are I finished the battery box completely, 4 sides secure in terms of steel plate. Not going to be able to go and puncture a battery. And I've got my secondary suspension, basically a big helper spring. It's front coils from a Toyota Tacoma. The only thing I haven't got the nuts for that. I got to buy some fine thread metrics, and I have to just put a retainer, like a little piece of steel right there that's drilled and tapped for a bolt to come through from the top, so that the spring, if the spring does lift off the seat, which the seat is welded, it'll land back on the seat more than likely. It'll come up in the air, stay attached to the top. So that ups my load carrying capacity quite a bit. And I have added a second receiver with some bracing, obviously some pretty big rebar. And this is so that my winch, which is on a receiver plate, the bucket's just to keep the rainwater off the contactor. My winch is on a receiver slid in right there, but it can also go down in there, and I've got a purpose for that. I can have the winch on the front and still have a trailer hitch on here. The other thing is I got a fuel tank put up, made from an oxygen cylinder, a 1/4 inch thick. It's pretty beefy. It's welded right to the frame. Eventually I'll put sliders on the truck, and probably a bar that comes out like this so I can't get a tree wedged in between the frame and the tire. That was happening to me a lot with the skidder. On side hills when it's greasy, the skidder would slide down and it would get a tree jammed up into the cab right against the door. And whether you went forward or backward, you were trying to, climb the tree with either the front tire or the rear tire. It would get hooked in there. So on this thing, I'm going to try to prevent that, fill in this space so that I can't get a tree wedged in where I can't go forward or back. I've got my padlock tabs to prevent somebody. I mean, if you really want to steal my gas, you'll just cut the line or pull the line off and suck it out right there. But I don't want anybody putting junk in there. I don't want any water or sand, sabotage kind of thing getting put in there. So let's go back to these stupid carriage bolts. I don't have a means to machine a set of dual adapters. I really need to run duals, because once you put the weight of a couple logs up in the air to get ballast, that tire just digs a hole. It just churns right down in and it doesn't pull forward. So I got more of these tires. I'm going to dual it up in the back. It'll gain a little bit of load capacity. Without a hub adapter, without a proper hub adapter, I'm not really counting on load capacity, but it will give me the flotation. Load capacity wise, I believe these will just bend. But anyway, I've drilled and squared 6 holes in order to clamp the other rim right to the outer face. So I'm going to get back to drilling the holes in the next wheel, and hopefully I can get this all done today. Well, it's crappy and rainy. Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to drill a square hole, the kind that the carriage bolt goes into for whatever purpose. Just want you to see that's 3/8 thick steel, mild steel in a rim. Well, you don't have to do square on the outer, just the inner. But I got one over here. I'll show you how I'm doing it. Just basic tools. No broaches, no press, no jigs, no machine. So first thing you're gonna do, I got a 1/2 inch carriage bolt, and I'm putting them around these perimeter. So you're gonna drill your 1/2 inch hole first. Then you're gonna take a reamer. Now, reamer's got a cutter. The flutes on a reamer are a lot more content with this side cutting. I'm not saying it's going to beat your reamer up. Don't get me wrong. But a reamer cuts on the sidewall better than a drill. So I don't know if I can do it one-handed. Let me switch hands. Just a little bitty example. Hopefully I don't snap the thing off. So you're going to come in and water the thing out. You're going to go in a crisscross fashion. You're going to come in a square pattern. like this, and then this. So back and forth this way, and then back and forth this way, like an X. I can't really do it one-handed, but what that's going to leave you with is a hole like the right-hand side. So it's going to start putting some squareness into this round hole. And then, I've already done the left. You take your Sawzall, I'm using a skinny little bit metal blade on a hacksaw, and you let that eat into the corners. Okay, so you go and eat your corners out, and you'll see the shape starting to take form, and you just kind of do the best you can with that. And then after, I'm going to square up my corners with, this is a square file. That's going to make sure the corners are pretty true. And then I'm using this triangular file because it's got the right width. When this thing will plunge all the way down on all four sides, like that, then I know that the hole is done. Just like this one. There you go. That's it.
Got that on video.
You had to record me farting.
What else should I record? Alright, don't go too tight on any one of them.
That's way too... Hey, man, I called it.
I love you, turd.
Love you too.